All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 I want to make sure this is the same verse. This is verse 18 we're supposed to be on? Yes?
It looks like that.
18. Yeah, correct. Okay. So we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, the 5th chapter, entitled, does anyone remember the title of this chapter?
Prahlad Maharaj, the singing son of Hiranyakashipu.
Very good. And today we're on verse 18. Please repeat. Iti tam vividopayar Vishayam Tarjanadivi Praradam Grahayam Asha Tri Vargasyo Papadanam Ititam vividopayar Vishayam Starjanadivi Praradam Grahayam Asa Tri Vargasyo Papadanam Ititam vividopayar Vishayam Tarjanadivi Praradam Grahayam Asa Trivargasyo Papadanam. Others please.
Ititam vividopayar Vishayam Starjanadivi Praradam Grahayam Asa Trivargasyo Papadanam Nititam vivitopaya.
Nititam vividopaya.
Visayam stajanadivi.
Vishayam sarjanadivi.
Radharam grahayam masa.
Radham grahayam asha.
Srivagashopapadanam.
Srivagasya papadanam.
Nititam vividopaya.
Nititam vivitopaya.
Vishayam sajanadivi.
Vishayam stajanadivi.
Radham grahayam masha.
Radharam grahayam masa.
Vargashu papardanam.
Srivagashopapadanam.
Itarim divi idhapara.
Ititam vividopaya.
Vishayam tarjara vidhi.
Vishayam tarjanadivi.
Papadanam grahayam asa.
Radham grahayam asa.
Diri vargasya papadanam.
Sri Vargasyo papadanam. Ititam vividopaya. Vishayam tarjanadivi. Radham grahayam asa. Sri Vargasyo papadanam. Ititam vividopaya. Vishayam tarjanadivi. Praradam grahayam asa. Sri Vargasyo papadanam. Is that almost everyone? Pretty much? Okay. Iti. In this way.
In this way.
Tam.
Tam.
Him, Prahlad Maharaj.
Him Prahlad Maharaj.
Vivida upayai.
Vivida upayai.
By various means.
By various means.
Vishayan. Threatening. Tarjana anibihi. By chastisement, threats, etc.
By chastisement, threats, etc.
Praradam.
Praradam.
Unto Prahlad Maharaj. Grahayam asa.
Grahayam asa.
Taught. Sri Vargasya. The three goals of life. The paths of religion, economic development, and sense gratification.
Paths of economic development and sense gratification.
The paths of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification. This is okay. And upapadanam. Scripture that presents.
Scripture that presents.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sanda and Amarka, the teachers of Prahlad Maharaj, chastised and threatened their disciple in various ways and began teaching him about the paths of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. This is the way they educated him. Please repeat. Sanda and Amarka, the teachers of Prahlad Maharaj, chastised and threatened their disciple in various ways and began teaching him about the paths of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. This is the way they educated him. Report. In this verse, the words praranam, grahayam, asha are important. The words grahayam, asha literally mean that they tried to induce Prahlad Maharaj to accept the paths of dharma, artha, and kama, religion, economic development, and sense gratification. People are generally preoccupied with these three concerns without interest in the path of liberation. What's the Sanskrit word for liberation? Anyone know? Moksha. Also another synonym, another word.
Mukti.
Mukti, yes. Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlad Maharaj, was simply interested in, and without looking at the verse, what does the name Hiranyakashipu mean? I know you know all the answers.
I think it means soft beds, or something like soft beds and lying.
And?
Um,
And what's the other thing?
Soft cushion, pillows.
Yeah, you got half the answer. Jai Prabhu. Okay, how about the ladies? Starting with, what's your name, please? Huh? Asiya. Yeah. So Hiranyakashipu, definition. We heard part of that name means soft bedding. That's correct. And the other part? Do you know? I know Kishore Priya knows. Do you know? What is your name, please?
Your name.
Nicole. Do you know what the other half of Hiranyakashipu's name means? Okay.
Gold and soft bed.
Very good. Yeah. Gold is the other part. Soft bed and gold. What the materialists are after. Okay. So Kashipu refers to soft cushions and Hiranya means gold. The word Prahlad, however, refers to one who is always joyful in understanding Brahman. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. Prahlad means Prasanatma, always joyful. One time Prabhupada said, if you're not joyful, it means you're a rascal. He said it means you're not following the process of Krishna consciousness. So that's how we can know if we're practicing or not properly. Prahlad was always joyful in worshipping the Lord. But in accordance with the instruction of Hiranyakashipu, the teachers were interested in teaching him about material things. Materialistic persons think that the path of religion is meant for improving their material conditions. The materialist goes to a temple to worship many varieties of demigods just to receive some benediction, to improve his material life. He goes to a sadhu or so-called swami to take advantage of an easy method for achieving material opulence. In the name of religion, the so-called sadhus try to satisfy the senses of the materialists by showing them shortcuts to material opulence. Sometimes they give some talisman or blessing. Sometimes they attract materialistic persons by producing gold. Then they declare themselves God, and foolish materialists are attracted to them for economic development. As a result of this process of cheating, others are reluctant to accept a religious process. And instead they advise people in general to work for material advancement. This is going on all over the world. Not only now, but since time immemorial, no one is interested in moksha, liberation. There are four principles: dharma, religion; artha, economic development; kama, sense gratification; and moksha, liberation. People accept religion to become materially opulent. And why should one be materially opulent? For sense gratification. Thus people prefer these three margs, the three paths of materialistic life. No one is interested in liberation, and Bhagavad Bhakti, devotional service to the Lord, is above even liberation. Therefore, the process of devotional service, Krishna consciousness, is extremely difficult to understand. This will be explained later by Prahlad Maharaj. The teachers Sanda and the Marka tried to induce Prahlad Maharaj to accept the materialistic way of life, and but actually their attempt was a failure. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Viranjana Shalakaya Chakshurandavikamya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, but by the grace of my spiritual master, our spiritual master, of divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, my eyes have been opened with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances to him. So as we've been reading in this chapter, you know, when I don't know about if I can speak for everyone in this room, but in our youth, the tendency is there to be rebellious, to be a rebel. So many songs have been written about being a rebel. Rebel without a cause, you know, James Dean on his motorcycle. People who don't accept the established norm. So I was thinking this morning how, and even if you ask the majority of people in society today, except maybe for the ones that own the big corporations, because you know there's this Occupy movement now throughout the world, and this Occupy movement is about, you know, we're the 99%, and there's 1% that's controlling us and exploiting us. We're going to take a stand against those people. And I tell them, if you want to occupy Copenhagen, if you want to occupy London, because there's all these different, what they call demonstrations going on, then begin by occupying your garden. Because it's by becoming sustainable, by growing our own food, that we can take steps away from the asura, the demoniac civilization. Because as long as society is tied in with the oil-driven economy, then they have complete control over us. Because I don't know what it's like here in Denmark, but in Canada, we import food from Mexico, we import food from China, and so if we're paying $3 for a head of cauliflower, $1 of that is being used just to ship it in for another country. But if you become a locavore, or you know, grow your food locally, then you're supporting the local you're supporting your economy. Prabhupada said economy means growing your own food. It's so simple that most people miss it. They don't think about doing this. Anyway, Prahlad Maharaj did not carry out the orders of his teachers. And what was the reason for doing this? Because he was always engaged in worshipping Lord Vishnu. So I was reflecting on that this morning, that if we want to avoid following the dictates of Maya, and what are the dictates of Maya? Taste this, smell that, touch this, and that's what these big shopping malls are all about, right? Just to grab our senses. And did you ever see that? My god sister Jadharani, she did a painting of this guy sitting and watching TV, and the TV is like pulling his tongue this way and pulling his eyeball out that way. and you know, his wife is a materialistic wife, because a good wife a Krishna conscious wife can help her husband to go back to Godhead. But in this case, the wife was, you know, propositioning her husband for sense gratification. So all his senses were being pulled in all different directions. So that's the great gift that Srila Prabhupada gave us, is this privilege. We get to engage in devotional service. It's not that we have to engage in devotional service. I mean, in one sense we do have to. But if we're thinking of it like have to, then the crazy mind might rebel and say, no, I don't have to. And just follow the dictates of our uncontrolled mind and senses. So better to be thinking that I get to. And in order to continue on with the privilege of engaging in devotional service, we must be very careful not to commit the first offense, which is to blaspheme the Lord's devotees, to speak ill of them, to criticize or gossip about them. Because what happens is that we lose a taste for devotional service. Krishna doesn't like it when we minimize his devotees. Actually, Prabhupada said in one place, a Vaishnava is someone who glorifies another devotee's service. So that's what we should be doing all day long. Bhaktivinoda, I really like how you played Mridanga in the kirtan yesterday. Thank you very much. You kept very good time. And Prabhu, what is your name in the back, please?
Tejasvi Krishna.
Tejas?
Tejasvi Krishna.
Tejasvi Krishna?
Das.
Das, yes. You very kindly provided me with the gamsha so I could take my shower this morning. Thank you very much. I wouldn't have made it to Mangalarti maybe. So every devotee is a reservoir of Krishna's mercy, and it's very important to cultivate this spirit of gratitude so that we can go on engaging in this privilege of devotional service and try to go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was a rebel. He did not take the instructions of his teachers. Why? Because he was fully engaged in worshipping Lord Vishnu. So I remember the first time I read this chapter, I was quite shocked because it said that his teachers, Sanda and Amarka, actually attempted to kill Prahlad. He was a little boy. He's going to school, and his father was so wacko, so berserk, so nuts, that he was envious of his own son. Because every father wants to be proud of his son, right? But if you're a demoniac father, you want your son to become a bigger materialist than you are. And if he becomes a devotee, then oh my God, where did I fail as a father? So in the Quebec province, where I lived for some years, it's a French-speaking province in Canada. I don't know what the tradition is in Europe, but in Quebec, they encourage people to have big families, like even 10 kids, many years ago. Because the economy was based on growing your own food. And so if you're going to have a farm, you need lots of farmhands, a lot of people to help out on the farm. But it was hoped that out of the 10 kids in the family, that one would become a priest. He would be given to the Catholic Church, and they would be proud. But not that all 10 kids become priests or nuns, but at least one child, to maybe help save the family. Kind of a good investment to have one priest or one nun in the family. So yes, we see that Hiranyakashipu was so envious of his own son that he arranged for Sanda and Amarka, the two teachers of Prahlad, to try to kill Prahlad by having a snake bite him and poison him. We were just hearing in Vrindavan, Surabhi Prabhu, who Prabhupada asked to be the architect of the Krishna Balaram Mandir, as well as our beautiful temple in Juhu Beach, Radha Rasa Vihari Mandir. He went into his, where he was sleeping. No, actually, it's describing that Krishna Balaram Mandir. It was just a construction site when the devotees were living there. And to go into the latrine to use the bathroom early in the morning, there was no light switch to turn on. So he went to reach for his gamsha and he got pricked by this. So he got some kind of light to see, and it was a white scorpion that had and scorpion sting is fatal, right? You can die from getting bit by a scorpion. So Anand Das Brahmachari, Prabhupada's godbrother, or Anand Maharaj, he was cooking there for the devotees, for the Lord. And it just goes to show, it says in Ayurveda, in the holistic aspect, the medicinal aspect of the Vedas, that a good doctor, a good Vaidya, is also an excellent cook. That you cannot be a good doctor unless you're a good cook. And because cooking and medicine are really tied in together, let food be your medicine, right? Don't let meds be your medicine. That has a lot of side effects, which are often worse than the disease they pretend to cure. So this Anand, although he was a head cook, as soon as Surabhi Prabhu got stung by the scorpion, he immediately went into the bushes and found a bunch of leaves and branches and crushed it all up in a mortar and pestle, added some water to it. And he said, here, you put this paste on. And at first, the fact that the scorpion knocked him out, and he was on the bed, almost delirious. And within a half an hour, completely cured. How amazing that is. And that's another aspect or facet of sustainability. Prabhupada said we should practice Ayurveda on our farms. To know the pharmacy is growing all around us. It's everywhere. We just need to get reconnected to what Krishna has created. So yes, it was a snake bite. And there was an attempt made for Prahlad to be killed also by being trampled by elephants. And what are some of the other ways that attempts were made to kill Prahlad? Anyone remember? Yes.
Throwing him off a cliff.
Threw him off a cliff. And how did he avoid being killed by being thrown off the cliff? What's in the painting? Do you remember seeing the painting?
No.
Krishna, he caught him.
Yeah, he was there waiting for him. He caught him. And any other ways? Krishna prayed?
Boiled in ghee.
Boiled in ghee. I mean, some people like ghee, but that's really overdoing it.
Pakora.
Yes, Prahlad Pakora. But
He
Prahlad,
was just sitting and chanting.
and he was just totally, actually it says that of the 9 processes of devotional service, if I remember correctly, Vishnu Smaranam, by remembering Vishnu. Smarana means to remember Vishnu, because there's devotional service begins with what process? Yes. Hearing. What's the Sanskrit for that?
Shravana.
Shravana. And by hearing nicely, Shravanam, Kirtanam. Srila Prabhupada went to Vrindavan one time to go with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his guru, and they were having parikram every day. But Prabhupada didn't want to go on the parikram. He just wanted to be at the feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and hear from his Guru Maharaj. And everyone else went out for the big parikram. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, I have marked him because he listens very nicely, then one day he will speak very nicely. So by this regular hearing, as my godbrother Vaisheshika Prabhu says, keep the vibration going. Like when I went to shower this morning, Kurma Gaura Prabhu had kirtan going on his cell phone. Very nice. So somehow or other we need to keep our consciousness connected to Krishna. We need, just like you see people walking around, right, all the time, they're listening to their hip-hop or rap or whatever they're listening to. So we need to be, at least I need to be, constantly brainwashing myself. One time during the 70s, we were being attacked by what was called the anti-cult movement. Some parents were getting disturbed that so many young men and women, their sons and daughters, like this story of Prahlad Maharaj,